Well, thanks everyone for coming, and the Minister, Premier as well, and everybody else in attendance. It's really excited here at Greenlid to showcase our new facility that we're building here in the Southgate Eco Park. The big plan for Greenlid is we make totally compostable products out of fiber-based products or fiber-based materials. So the plan here is to actually partner with Ice River Sustainable Solutions, who is a really big company leading sustainability and manufacturing practice, and actually start purchasing fiber around the area and convert it into high quality products such as plates, bowls, coffee cup lids that can re-enter the environment through the compost. So with that said, we're really excited to announce some extra funding to make this actually really happen with Minister Fedeli here. And with that, thank you everyone, and Minister Fedeli.
Well, thank you, Morgan, for all the work that you and your team are doing. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here at Greenlid alongside Premier Ford, your local MPPs, Minister Lisa Thompson, MP Rick Byers, to celebrate a true Ontario success story. Greenlid showcases the best of who we are as a province, hardworking entrepreneurs, visionaries with innovative ideas, and people who love our communities and want to see every one of them thrive. Our government is so proud to work with Greenlid on a project that will bring their entire production back to Ontario and create more good-paying jobs. We know that businesses like Greenlid need the right conditions to grow and invest, and that's why we launched our regional development program in 2019 to transform business supports. Now, through this program, we've invested $66 million into 60 different companies and organizations. And with this support, these companies have been able to invest $716 million of their dollars, create more than 1,200 jobs all across the province. So you're going to hear more from Premier Ford in a moment, but today's announcement, this sends another signal that Ontario is the perfect place to invest and grow. Together, we're going to build a strong economy that supports opportunities for all people all throughout Ontario. So congratulations, everybody. We wish you wonderful success in this, and now we'll turn it over to Premier Ford, who's going to talk more about the details of this very, very exciting investment.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here, and I want to thank Minister Fedeli for the introduction, and Minister Thompson and MPP Byers. And by the way, MPP Byers is going to be a great representative for this area, and I want to thank the Bruce Gray and Owen Sound, and all the dignitaries here. They're just great people to work with. And I just want to welcome again the mayor and the deputy and the councillors and everyone else that came out for this really, really exciting announcement today. And a big thank you to you, Morgan, and your entire team here at Greenlid, as well as everyone from Ice River, the Sustainable Solutions, who make this all possible. And it says everything about the facility behind us. This is exciting news. I couldn't be happier to be here in Dundalk, and we're seeing a lot of, by the way, we're seeing a lot of development around here. So this is a real happening place and a growing community. We're here to celebrate what is truly a Made in Ontario success story. When I talk about how we have some of the best and the brightest entrepreneurs right here in Ontario, this is what I'm talking about. The Wyatt brothers had an idea to make sustainable products that could be composted as an eco-friendly alternative to single-use plastic. They built that idea into a business from the ground up. And I love entrepreneurs like the Wyatt brothers, and now their products can be found across North America. And today, they're bringing their manufacturing from China, and I love hearing these stories coming from China back into our home turf, back to Ontario, where it all began. Greenlid is laying deep roots here in Dundalk and backing it up with an investment of $14.8 million. Bringing their entire supply chain back to the province will make our manufacturing sector stronger and reduce our dependence on foreign suppliers. Our government is thrilled to support Greenland's efforts with a $500,000 contribution through our Regional Development Program. This investment will help Greenland build and furnish a 60,000 square foot facility, as you see right behind me, creating good paying manufacturing jobs right here in Dundalk. As you've heard me say time and time again, even as we see investments like this we're still facing a historic labor shortage. As I always say, when we came into office 4 years ago, the previous government ran 300,000 jobs out of the province. As we stand here today, there's 500,000 more people working in Ontario than when we took office, before we took office. And we're short 380,000 people that need to come here and fill the jobs. So we encourage everyone to come here, and the skilled workers. Filling this labor gap remains a priority for this government. And I want to assure Greenland and every other employer in this province that we're going all out to build the skilled workforce we need for the jobs of today and tomorrow. Whether it's upskilling workers, training new ones, or getting skilled immigrants into the province, we're leaving no stone unturned. It's all hands on deck. That's why we continue to urge the federal government to double the number of skilled workers our province can accept through the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, including women and men who can work in the skilled trades or manufacturing, as well as the qualified healthcare workers we desperately need to care for our patients. Ontario has the jobs, the world has the talent. Let's bring them here. Once again, thank you to Greenland for this vote of confidence in Ontario and our workers. And may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, we will now take questions from the media. Just a reminder, it is one question and one follow-up.
Mary Redmond with the Dundalk Herald.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. I just wanted to ask today about what about this particular proposal fit the criteria of the development fund? What made it stand out for you? Because I'm sure you're overwhelmed with applications.
Yeah, we are overwhelmed, but I'm going to call my minister up. He's an absolute champion. I got to tell you, every single night, Vic Fedeli sends me a text message, and every single night he sends it over saying, here's millions of dollars in investments and in all different sectors. And there isn't a day that goes by that he doesn't send me this information. Him and his team have done an incredible job attracting people from all over the world. We always say we're in a global economy right now, and we have to create the environment and the climate for companies to come here, because if they don't come here, they're going somewhere else. But Vic has led the charge on that, and you've done an incredible job. And Vic is instrumental, the reason we need 380,000 more people working here. And by the way, it's not just skilled people. It's skilled and unskilled. If they're unskilled, we're going to have them trained up in a heartbeat. Most companies are saying, we don't even need to go through the government programs. Bring them into our facility, and we'll get them trained and ready to go. So, Vic, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you, Premier. Yeah, we know who the best salesperson is, Premier, and I'm looking right at him right now. Closes every one of our deals. So in this particular investment that we made, we looked at a lot of criteria, Mary. First of all, it was the size of the company, and do they have the capacity to actually do what they say they're going to do? And in this case, they did. $14.83 million investment that got the resources to do that. Is it an active and a real piece of business that we want in Ontario? And in this case, to be able to make to be able to use agricultural fiber from a particular region, be able to mash it all up, and be able to press out bowls and lids and cups. This was a doable business, and it made sense to be done. It fills where we're going, that analogy, that hockey analogy, you go where the puck is going, not where it's been. Well, this is the way we're headed, so they were a real leading edge company. We looked at, again, what our contribution, what their ask is and what our contribution should be, $500,000, 3.37% of the net ask. It's not unreasonable. It's a good investment for the people of Ontario. They create 22 jobs out of it. Yeah, this checked every single box, Mary. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. And I just want to add, this wouldn't be possible. I'm looking over here. hardworking men over there. I want to thank you guys for helping out. We're very, very grateful. And again, this wouldn't happen without guys like yourself, so we're very grateful.
Liam Casey, the Canadian Press.
Hi, Liam.
Morning, Premier. Minister Jones said the other day people can still access healthcare through their OHIP cards.
Yep.
But do you see a role for more private delivery of public services?
No, you know something, I get calls every single day about healthcare. We're meeting with the CEOs, we're meeting with stakeholders, meeting with docs and everyone involved in the healthcare sector. You know, and I always see, number one, it pains me to see the nurses. They're burnt out. They've worked their back off for the last couple of years. Well, they're always working their backs off, but especially throughout the pandemic. We've hired, since we've taken office, 14,500 new nurses. We have an additional on top of that, over 10,500 healthcare workers. We're putting in, these are staggering numbers. So since we took office, you know, we put in $14 billion into the healthcare system, and every CEO and everyone I talk to, they all tell me the same thing. It's not a money issue. We're pouring the money into the system. We're putting $40 billion of investments, and actually there's an investment happening right now here in Dundalk for a planning grant, but that's right across the province. And we're just going to continue moving forward and making sure that, and make no mistake about it, everyone's going to be paying with their OHIP card, not their credit card. But this has been going on forever. Before I even took office, it's been going on for decades. Guys, we can't continue doing the same thing and pouring billions, which we'll continue doing, and expecting a different result. Something has to give. I'm not the healthcare expert. I've always said that. But I'll tell you, we have some of the brightest people in the healthcare sector, no matter if it's the CEOs or docs or nurses or anyone within the sector. They're going to come up with ideas to support us. On top of that, we've added 3,500 beds. No, I'm sorry, 3,500 beds. 3,500 beds since we've taken office. And with the $40 billion investment in 50 projects all around the province, that's going to add another 3,000 beds. So we got to keep moving forward. But again, I always want to reach out, and I want to thank those nurses. I want to thank the docs, and I want to thank the people of Ontario for having confidence. But they need you know, quicker service. They can't be going into a hospital and waiting forever. We can't be waiting for backlog surgeries, even though you know we're 90% to pre-pandemic levels in the surgeries. But every single doc, every single nurse, every single CEO I talk to says two things. It's not a money issue. We have to do things differently. So we're going to get the best ideas from the professionals, and we're going to implement those ideas.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Your health minister also said the other day all options are on the table in talking about the ER crisis, but provided no details other than talking about innovation.
Yeah.
Can you tell Ontarians what options you are considering?
Well, again, we're sitting down and meeting with the professionals. They're the experts in the sector, and I always tell them, you know, give me 5 of the low-lying fruit, and then we'll go to the next 5 low-lying fruit that we can get and just make it a better system. I still believe the Canadian healthcare under the Canadian Health Act is still the best system. Do we have to improve it? Darn right we have to improve it. There's always solutions that we have to move forward, but not coming from the government per se. But holy Christ! I just swallowed a bee. Holy Christ! I knew that little bugger. Oh. I'm good. He's down here buzzing around right now. He has a lot of real estate. Now, if that was in the clip, okay, this is going to be replayed over and over again. And that just made Colin DeMello's day. He's going to be laughing all the way back to the city. Holy Christ, he's wedged in my throat. Sorry, guys. A little bugger got away in there. Okay. Oh, I'm okay. He's buzzing in there. Man, he went right down the hatch. Okay, guys. I know. This is a classic, okay? This is, holy Christ. Sorry. Oh, this is a good one. I'm going to be howling tonight watching this tape. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, I can't even remember what we're talking about. I'll be rushing to the hospital to get this bee out of here. Anyways, guys, okay, the next question. Sorry about that.
And the question is for me, Colin. Hi.
Hey, Colin.
Okay, so can we get a very clear answer on what the government is planning to do? Liam just asked you whether you're going to privatize more public services. I know privatization already exists within the healthcare system. Family doctors are a good example. Yeah. But are you looking at taking more services out of hospitals, as an example, surgeries out of hospitals, and moving them to a private facility, still paid for by OHIP?
Yeah, you know something, good question, Colin. Everything's on the table, and I'm not going to do anything without consulting with the experts out there. And there's one thing we'll guarantee. You'll always be covered by OHIP, not the credit card, but OHIP. And there's different systems out there that they've brought to my attention. And again, I'm sitting down and talking to the experts. They're going to come up with solutions, and we're continuing to move forward, building the infrastructure and hiring more nurses, more PSWs, 27,000 of them. But we're going to get it resolved through the experts, not through the Premier, not through the government. They're going to feed us the information, and they are doing it as we speak. Actually, I've been having meetings every single day on it, and we're going to get it done. I just, you know, Colin, I'm not trying to dodge a question. I just don't have the exact 4 or 5 things right at my fingertips. But there's a lot of good suggestions coming up, and we're going to do everything we can. It's all hands on deck. We're going to resolve it.
Okay, so if you go into a public hospital currently, everything from the moment you walk in to the moment you walk out is paid for, with the exception of your Tim Hortons bill and your parking.
Yep.
So that includes your medication, that includes your hospital stay, that includes your surgery as well.
Yep.
If you move into a private system, can you guarantee that, other than the OHIP-delivered service, that is the surgery itself, can you guarantee that the stay in the hospital, the food,
Yes.
the medication will all be covered by OHIP
100%.
if it's moved into a private system?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Colin. 100% it's going to be covered. We're never going to waver from that. Are we going to get creative? Absolutely. As I mentioned, we just can't, as a province, keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's just not happening. So with the expertise of our healthcare sector, they're going to come up with great ideas, and they have. They put a ton of ideas on the table, and we're going to move forward and make sure that we have a better system. I'm such a strong believer in public healthcare in this province, but can we deliver it in different fashion? Yeah, absolutely. You look at places that have been around forever, Shouldice. You know, you have a hernia issue, you're going to Shouldice. Cataracts, I think there's a place downtown, you can go there. But again, it's paid through OHIP. If there's a way of delivering better publicly funded health care, we're going to do it. We're going to make sure it works. And again, it's going to be the healthcare sector that's going to be telling us how to deliver it, not the government telling the healthcare sector how to deliver it.
Hi, Premier. Lorenda Redikoff with
Hey,
CBC.
Lorenda.
Hi
How are you?
there. Fine, thanks. We keep hearing more about these private agency nurses that are being used more and more. We've heard that in one case, the rate they were charging pre-pandemic was $65 an hour to hospitals. Now it's $110, and if it's day of service, then it's going up to $140 an hour. Is this price gouging? Are you going to do anything about this?
Well, I can't control, per se, the private sector, but let me go back to the pandemic when we were delivering the vaccinations, you know, and we did such a great, not when I say we, I'm talking the people of Ontario. I'm not talking government. We all pitched in, no matter if it was the public health sector, if it was primary care doctors, if it was the vaccination centers, if it was some of the delivered by some of these folks you were talking about going into these vaccination centers, we all pitched in. But can I dictate to any private company you should be paying this to your employees and paying that? I just can't. But I can tell you one thing, we're going to make sure we take care of our frontline healthcare workers, and we're going to continue putting in billions of dollars. Again, $14 billion we put into the healthcare sector, but we're going to get it taken care of.
Follow-up is for a colleague. It's about housing and development. You've said that developers should bear the cost of price increases on housing builds if they've already signed contracts with buyers. But developers say they're still charging large sums on top of their contracts and blaming COVID and inflation costs. Experts say the province's code of ethics and fines aren't enough. What else are you doing to fix this problem?
Yeah, great question. This is one thing that just burns me up when, you have and it's not just young couples. I'll use them as an example. Young couples, they save every single penny. They save it up over a year, 2 years. They usually go to their parents and ask them for help. So they have a little nest egg and they sign an agreement with a developer at X price. And it takes a year or 2 years to get built. And all of a sudden, developer comes along and says, surprise, surprise, I'm pulling the carpet out from underneath you. Imagine the pain and the frustration with these people that have put every single penny that they have into a house, and all of a sudden they get hijacked by these guys. I have zero tolerance for that, and we're going to continue monitoring it, and we're going to make sure that they aren't allowed to go there and pull the carpet out from underneath them. I get it. I get the prices of lumber is going up, and steel was going up, and labor obviously is going up. What I'm focused on and housing is attainable housing. Dundalk's a perfect example. I was talking to the mayor today and other regions. Let's pick 4 or 5 regions, and I pulled out Bill Davis's plan because during the campaign, I met 4 seniors that came up to me and said, I wouldn't have been able to afford a house if it wasn't for Bill Davis's plan. So I pulled it up, I ran through it. I think it's a great program. I'm really big on these modular homes that, they can be built 365 days a year. We come in and you put a slab down, foundation, we put it on top. People have an opportunity to pick 4 or 5 different styles. It's going to be attainable and closer to the region where they have these development fees. I'll give you one example in Vaughan, and I'm not picking on Vaughan because I love the people there. But before they get the shovel in the ground, Vaughan charges, this is really staggering, $160,000 for every unit. So you see all those big condos going up? That is ridiculous, $160,000. So, on attainable housing, we're going to make sure that they can't charge the $160,000. We're going to ask the developers and any developer that wants to come forward and knock their price down 10-15% for attainable homes. The dirt, I call it the dirt. The dirt costs the most, especially in the Toronto and the GTA. We're going to make sure that the property is affordable, and I'm just so focused on making sure that we have attainable homes that people can use their key, walk through their front door, and call it home, have a little backyard. That's what I'm focused on, and I believe if we all work together collaboratively, the municipalities, ourselves, provincial, and I want to thank the federal government. There's about $1.5 billion there as well. I've talked to the federal government. They're really excited about the programs that we're going to put forward to them, and we're all going to work together. I just need more companies. I think we have 2 or 3, but folks, if you're out there, we need companies building modular homes that we can just come here within 2 weeks, bang, it's up there, you can walk through your door. That's the quickest way of getting things done. I think this bee's building a hive here. He's working hard down there. I can feel it. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Premier. I'm Charlie Pinkerton.
Hey, Charlie, how are you?
I'm fine. I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right, Premier, yesterday our publication, Queen's Park Briefing, reported that following the House Speaker election, Government House Leader Paul Calandra informed your caucus of new rules to follow, like cancel international travel and mandatory House duties, which were perceived as a group punishment for the result of the vote. Was this your idea, and why are these rules necessary for your caucus?
No, something, not at all. We have such a diverse group and 3 great caucus members standing there. We're a close-knit group, and I even encourage, and as my cabinet ministers heard me say yesterday in cabinet, I want people to ask questions. I want people to challenge. We have 83 members, all very diverse, different ideas. I really encourage it. As for the international travel, again, or anything else, I believe in we run a very good but tight ship moving forward. And I'm honestly saying this, we have the brightest and the best caucus I've ever seen. We had a great one last time. We even have a better one this time in the 30 years I've been in politics. And, we're just going to move forward. And I had a good chat with the speaker, by the way. I really like Ted. He actually goes all the way back and worked with my dad. And we had a good chat, and I support him. I thought he did a great job 4 years ago, and we're going to continue moving forward as a very strong caucus with very diverse ideas.
So if you're hoping to move forward, then how long will these rules on your caucus members last? Because again, they were seen as punishment for the vote.
No, I don't think that's punishment. That's the House Leader, and Paul Calandra is one of the best House leaders going. And again, the ministers that worked with him for the last 4 years will tell you the same thing. He's top notch. He's a quality guy. And by the way, he has the toughest job out of anyone. Making sure that all 83 team members from all over Ontario, again, with diverse ideas, different areas of jurisdictions they represent, making sure that we move forward. I always say, during the election, I've been on a ton of elections. I've never seen, number one, a more disciplined, organized, structured campaign ever. And I've worked on every municipal, provincial, and federal campaign in one capacity or not. But we have a very strong team, and we're going to deliver a very, very strong agenda for the people of Ontario. We got our hands full.
Hello, it's Jamie with City TV, and
Hey, Jamie.
Cynthia sent these questions to you. I'm sure they're not going to be able to compete with the Bee, but you promised to end hallway medicine in 2018. The issues have been exaggerated by COVID, but they haven't, and they've been building for years.
Sure.
Currently, there are almost 5,000 people in hospital waiting to be discharged to go to another location. Close to 2,000 of these people need long-term care beds. Yep. Isn't this part of the problem? The system's just bogged down. It doesn't seem to have improved since you've promised to fix the issue.
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for the question, Cynthia. She always gives good questions. We hit this pandemic, and it was going up against a brick wall, and everyone pitched in, all the healthcare workers, working overtime, double time to get through this. But I go back to what we have done so far, no matter if it's the 14,500 nurses that we hired. Keep in mind, the previous government fired 1,600 nurses. We're hiring more nurses, 27,000 PSWs. Is there improvement? 1,000%. We're gonna make an improvement. She mentioned about the ALC patients. Yeah, we're the only jurisdiction in the country that has this issue. We're going to make some changes there. And honestly, a couple of articles, I read one in the Globe that was really good the other day. They actually can get better care, more focused care in LTC. That's why we're building 30,000 new long-term care beds. Again, I think in the previous government, in 10 or 12 years, they built 600. We're building 30,000. They're popping up all over the province. We're going to continue building beds and getting people into a nice atmosphere that they can live and have a good life there.
And the second question from Cynthia is, we all agree that nurses are very important to the healthcare system, and they hold the healthcare system together, and they're leaving at an unprecedented rate. Many tell me, have told Cynthia, that they don't want the $5,000 bonus. They want Bill 124 to be repealed immediately. Why are we keeping it? Why do you insist on keeping it?
Well, again, that lapses. When we start negotiating, Bill 124 is gone. We start renegotiating with it. And Jamie, I don't know what nurse she was talking to, because all the nurses I talk to a lot of nurses, are very grateful for the $5,000 thank you bonus. That's a 7.6% increase, the largest in the entire country. That's recognizing how much we appreciate our great nurses. And again, I'm going to repeat, we've hired 14,500 more nurses. We sent a directive over the College of Nurses through the Minister of Health to speed up the international nurses that are here. We've hired, I think, 760 of them that are going to be coming on board. And we're going to continue working with the College of Nurses and the Nurses Union as well. I saw Catherine Hoy the other day. I'm grateful. I saw Doris as well, that they came by to the throne speech. And I said, we're going to work together, because we work together, there's nothing that can stop us. So we always appreciate our nurses, and they're going to be treated fairly all the time.
Hello, Premier. Rob Gowan from the Owen Sound Sun-Times.
Hi, Rob.
Thanks
How
for
you doing?
coming. Good.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again. jobs is a big thing in rural Ontario here. Having the people to build these facilities, but to fill them with workers. What's this government doing to ensure that we have the workers to fill facilities like this?
Yeah, so we're really putting pressure on the federal government for the immigrant nominee program. You know, I'm getting along very well with the federal government, but guys, you got to pick your socks up. You know, it's just unacceptable that we're getting, what, 9,000 and change when we're short 380,000. I always say, you know, let the federal government do their job, do the security check, and then hand the people over to us, and we'll do the health check. We'll get them employed. But as we're bringing more people in, we need housing. We need attainable housing, affordable housing. And you see over in this area, I saw a lot of signs. One is the Flatto Developments. He's building all over the place. They're giving back to the community. So as we get people here, we have to make sure we have the housing. We just passed a planning grant for a new healthcare center here as well. So we have to make sure we have the infrastructure, that we're putting $158 billion into building new roads and bridges and schools and hospitals. We're going to continue building Ontario, but I'm just asking the feds, man, we gotta pick up the pace here, because it's costing our economy, it's costing our GDP when there's all these jobs available. You know, as I said, Vic did an incredible job for creating an environment for companies to come in here from all over the world because of the people, the quality of the people, the quality of life, and especially the quality of the college and university educated young people coming out of our colleges, second to none. But to the feds, guys, pick up your socks. Let's get the people here. I'll help you any way we can. That's
Thanks,
it.
everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. And make sure you play that blooper thing. That's a good one. That's the best I've ever seen. Okay, thanks, everyone. That sucker's still buzzing away down.